In this episode, I want to talk to you about the impact that strength training can have on hockey players across a range of different physiological variables. This is important for a few reasons, because strength training is an important factor in the preparation for hockey players, and often it can be used as an injury prevention tool. But in this study, it was shown the impact it can have on performance variables as well. So not only does it help to safeguard against injury, but it also helps to improve performance as a hockey player. And so this should give a lot of evidence and weight to the fact that regular strength training should be an absolute non-negotiable for hockey players if they're trying to reach the highest level they possibly can. And the paper that I'm referring to is from Sharma et al. I'll put the link down below. And in this study, they did 6 weeks of sprint, strength and agility training with 24 male hockey players. The level they played was national level, so they were national level Indian hockey players. So they weren't super high level or elite athletes. So this can be taken in two ways. One, for the majority of hockey players, it's relevant. And equally for elite athletes, it can still make a significant impact in a short period of time. So what they did was train 3 times a week across a range of different training methods. And by the end of the program, there were significant improvements in body composition, aerobic fitness, agility, and strength training performance as well, and across a range of different testing variables. There was pre and post testing, and at the end of the training program, all of these factors were improved. So if you're a hockey player, you should be taking from this that if you are to regularly complete strength training, you can expect to see a noticeable impact on a range of variables in a relatively short period of time. So you're not talking about having to train for months and months and months on end to have a improvement in performance. Actually, you can make an improvement in a pretty short period of time. In terms of practical implications, this is useful for looking at things like pre-season, where you might have a 6 to 8 week window to really kind of kick on with your physical training when you haven't got as much hockey load, for example. Really good opportunity, therefore, to do more work, to get at least 3 strength training sessions a week in, and have an impact on all of these different variables here from a performance standpoint. So the main take home from this is regular strength training should be a non-negotiable for hockey players year round, and particularly in windows where you've got the opportunity to do more, and looking ideally at sort of 2 to 3 times a week. If you can increase the frequency, have a good period of focused training in 6 weeks, you can achieve really big impacts on a range of different physiological variables and perform better on the pitch, which is obviously a huge win. So not only are you going to be less susceptible to injury once you've done this training block, but you're also going to be likely to improve your body composition, aerobic fitness, agility performance and strength performance as well, which should have a really big knock-on effect on a range of different things. From a hockey perspective, the kind of things you can look to expect as an improvement in performance would be the ability to decelerate and reaccelerate with agility performance. Being leaner will help you with being able to sustain running performance for longer at less metabolic cost, because if you're relatively more powerful now, relatively aerobically fitter now, because you're not having to carry as much excess body weight around, you're going to be more effective on the pitch as well. And from a aerobic fitness perspective, being able to sustain high intensity efforts for longer without dropping off. So really, really impactful. So the main takeaway from this is strength training is a non-negotiable. Regular strength training is super important, and you can have a big impact in a short window of time on hockey performance as well as injury prevention.